Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be diving into one of Vulnhub machines, which is DriftingBlues 4. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So now, let's jump in and start our hacking ways through Vulnhub. This machine has a lot to do with encoding or decoding. And this is, I'd like to say, this is a very typical CTF style machine. So without further ado, let's head over to Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use is net discover, and I specify the option of -i. So all packets will be sent from this interface to discover online machines, and also the option of -r to narrow down the network range, although this is optional. Okay, so now we can hit enter. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target machine could be discovered or recognized as 162. As we know, the first IP address belongs to internal DHCP of VirtualBox. And the second one is assigned to host machine. In my case is Windows. So what shall we do next? We need to conduct port and self scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So now we can get out its result. As you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan, the default script scan, and virtual scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although you can notice here the IP address has been changed as I re-imported the target machine into the VirtualBox. So this time, a different IP address is assigned to our target machine. From the Nmap scanning results, we can tell that the target has 3 open ports. The first one is 21, which is running FTP service or file transfer protocol, and also the version information. Unfortunately, the Nmap cannot determine its version number. The second one is 22, which is running SSH service or secure shell service, and also the version information OpenSSH, even its corresponding version number 7.9. However, I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability for this particular version, except some sort of username enumeration vulnerabilities. So the last one is 80, which is running HTTP service, and also the version information Apache 2. So I think because we cannot do very much with FTP service at this moment, we can turn our focus on the HTTP service. Let's fire up the browser to do the manual enumeration first. Later, and we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Press enter. So under construction, this side is under construction. Please stand by. And as usual, we need to check its source code or view its page source. And I think almost immediately we can notice this comment. And of course, we can copy. Maybe this is encoded by 64, base 64. We can copy, and let me clear the screen. We can echo, paste over here, and we can tunnel or use the pipe operator to base 64 with option of D. And so go back to intruder. Of course, no, we will go further. And also followed by another encoded string. Of course, you can copy and use the same way to decode, but let me show you another way. We can use up arrow to retrieve the previous command, and I'd like to use AWK to extract this field. And by default, AWK will use space as separator. So we can use the print, and this is the fourth column, the first, second, third, and the fourth. So we can use the dollar. The $4 means the fourth variable. And press enter. As you can see, we got another encoded message. Again, we can tunnel to or pipe to base 64. Again, we can use the same approach to AWK and print. So the first, second column, third, and fourth. So fourth, curly brace, press enter again. And this is another encoded message. No problem. Base 64 with option of D. So I hope you're an employee. No, we are not. We try to penetrate into this machine. And we can use AWK again. Print. This should be the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the location or the position is 6. And finally, we can use pipe operator for base 64 to decode. And we find this page or this file. We can, let me paste over here. Next, we need to continue our manual enumeration. Later, we will check out this file, okay? So, but before we go there, I'd like to check something else, like robots file, not found. Next, let me bring up the terminal window again. So, Nicto, I always use Nicto to start web emulations. Sorry, excuse me. And this Nicto can give us like a version information, request header information, allowed HTTP methods. Sometimes Nicto can identify vulnerabilities, also the exploits for the web application, but nothing here. Next, we can launch GoBuster to conduct directory enumeration. And we can specify the target IP address and use option of W to specify the word list. I always use GoBuster word list. And extension option, X. Press enter. Although GoBuster can be used for, emulating vhost or domain name, but in most situations, I use GoBuster to conduct directory enumeration or brute forcing, okay? And GoBuster cannot find anything else. To save time of this video, I'd like to interrupt it here. So I think it's time to check this file, or to access this file by the browser. We found it earlier, okay? Press enter. So this is, we can check its source code, and this is one kind of encoding, or we can call it brain fuck encoding. Sorry about this name, but we can copy the entire message and go to this website. And I've already copied it to the box, and then you can click execute, and then you can get a decoded message. At the bottom, you can find this or another page, and this should be picture. So I think without any hesitation, we can access this picture. Press enter, and this is QR code. So I think we can download this image to our Linux. We can use wget. Press enter. It's done. And first of all, I'd like to run exif2 to display its metadata. Sometimes the author or someone will hide something sensitive into metadata, but it's not this case. So I think next we can use online service like this one. There will be many online web service to provide such function. And this website can scan QR code. After you upload our picture, and then you can get a result. This one we can copy, we can click. Okay, we can accept the risk. Something went wrong, no problem. I can access this site here. Oh, not this one. What I'm doing? So I think we need to copy. Which one we can copy? Let me copy. Paste over here. And it looks like this is DriftingBlues. And there some, I think this should be some kinds of usernames. So we can write them down to our textbook or text notebook. So Loser and Gary, Hubert, and Clark. Okay, we can copy all of them and create it in our Linux into this dictionary. And then we can launch the Hydra to crack the password for the FTP. Okay. So I use the option of -L, the uppercase L, to specify the username dictionary, and then use uppercase P to specify the password dictionary. Here I'm using the RockQ word list, a bit big word list. And then we can specify the service and followed by the IP address or host name of the target. Hydra is a very powerful tool to conduct brute forcing against many online services. If you want to get, if you want to know how many kinds of services are supported by Hydra, we can open new tab. We can use Hydra with option of H, and then you can get all supported service information like a DAM, Cisco enable. I think this is used by the Cisco network devices, and also like CVS, FTP, logging, RSH. But I use Hydra most to conduct brute forcing against like HTTP, GET or POST, and also FTP and SSH. Okay, and also MySQL. Let's go back. So maybe I'm going to pause the video. After about 3 minutes, Hydra successfully retrieved one valid combinations of username and password. And I don't think Hydra can make another successful cracking. So I like to interrupt it here. So next we can FTP to the target FTP, and we can input the username loser and password mypix. We are in the target machine. Next, we can run ls or list directory content with options of ALH altogether and one file syn log. And there is another directory, Hubert. Interesting, Hubert would be another username. So let's cd to this directory and run ls again, but nothing here. Now I think we can take a look at this log file. We can cut out this synlog file. So sync completed at this time. It looks like this is updated file because this is the day when I'm recording this video now. Okay, so maybe this file is generated by some kind of cron job, right? But at this point, we cannot take advantage of this point to get the shell. Okay, so how to do? Because we have already got the FTP access. Next, we need to check whether we have permission to upload a file like echo, for example, hello world, and then we can use the put test. We can. Fantastic. So I think next we need to check whether we can create directory like SSH. We can, and then we can cd into this directory. Next, I'd like to upload or generate key pairs and upload public key to the target. Let me show you what I mean in action. We can use command key. Maybe we can get the current working directory, SSH key, and I want to save key pairs under the current directory, so we can copy the path of current directory, and we can use the same file name for the private key, no passphrase. And now we can copy the public key to authorized keys. Next, we can use FTP tunnel to upload this public key to the target. So we can put authorized keys. So next, we can change mode this private key. Next, we can use SSH. Let me autocomplete this command. So I use the option of -i to specify the private key and then the username, because I think the Hubert would be another username, Hubert. So now we can press enter. Yes, I think we are in. We have already successfully got foothold or share on the target. Next, what are we going to do next? We need to elevate privilege. To do that, we need to make a local enumeration on the target. For example, we can run ls or list directory content with option of ALH and the cat users. So we can get the user flag, and also I think we can check its bash history. And here we can notice this Python script. So next we can check this Python script. So import OS and run the command temp backdoor testing. So I think now we can go to temp directory. Oh. So I think this file is generated dynamically by this script. So and also the owner of this file is root. So possibly there is one cron job running at the background, and this cron job will run this Python script, and then this file will be updated. So let me cut out this backdoor. As you can see, many ones. Okay. To confirm our guess or discovery, we can utilize one important utility, PSPY. Okay. So now I think we can exit from FTP session. I've already got this binary ready on the canonics. Next, we need to transfer this file to the target. There will be different approaches, but I prefer to use this way. Let me show you. So we can set up web server by Python 3 with module of http.server module, and the port number is 8000 by default. Okay, so now we can wget PSPY64. It's done. We need to make it executable, and then we can run it. Why this utility is very powerful? Just now we have already, we have been suspicious that root user will run this script. I mean, this emergency will run this emergency Python script, and so the PSPY utility can display all processes, even those belong to other users rather than current user. Okay, as you know, the current user is Hubert. So UID equals 0. This means this process or this job is run by root user. Okay, so let's scroll down. We need to look for the job which is running emergency. Yes, here, and UID equals 0. So I think now it's very or pretty certain that root user will run this Python script regularly as cron job. Let's go back to home directory of current user. Next, we need to check whether we have a way to manipulate this Python script. Unfortunately, we cannot, because the owner, also the group, is root, and other user, Hubert, just have permission of read and execution. We cannot, the current user cannot modify this Python script. But hold on. As you know, this Python script is within the home directory of Hubert. So I think we although we cannot modify this Python script, we can delete it and create a new script with the same file name. Okay, so let me copy this file name and paste over here. Let me delete this file, emergency. So next we can create create emergency locally and transfer it to target emergency, and we can import the module, or we can use the reverse command of Python. We can copy and paste over here. We need to do some modification. We do not need to use this one because all code would be inside the Python script rather than running as command. Okay, and here the attacking IP address would be our canonics. And for me, I always use 555 as listening port number. So now we can copy and paste into this file, write and quit. So now we can, we can transfer, we can use the wget IP address of the Kali Linux emergency, and we need to make it executable. Then we can set up set up listener on the Kali Linux and waiting for the cron job run this script. And because this script contains reversal command, okay? Maybe we need to wait 1 or 2 minutes. So to quickly recap, in this video, I've already demonstrated so many useful techniques such as encoding, base 64 decoding, brain fog decoding, and also, I think now, and also how to, make brute forcing against FTP surface, and also how to, utilize the cron job to elevate privilege. Okay, so from the hashtag, we can tell that we are root user. We can navigate to root directory, and then we can grab the root flag without any issue. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.